Which movie villain do you agree with? The probe from the voyage home. All it wanted to do was talk to some whales. The puppet master from the original Ghost in the Shell movie. All he really asked for was asylum. There is a scene where, before going on a rampage, it demands asylum and rights to a trial to which the humans pretty much ignore. It's only after demanding its rights then being denied that it decides to go gorilla. Edit. Yes, I realize the Bureau are the real bad guy, but PM is set up as the antagonist from the start. Colonel Kurtz. We train young men to drop fire on people, but their commanders won't allow them to write fuck on their aeroplanes because it's obscene. Hades. Not in any specific movie but just the fact that he's always a villain despite him just chilling in the underworld, doing his job, and not causing mass genocide. Like the other gods, the worst thing he did was kidnap a teenage girl, but compared to Zeus, the hero in all these damn movies, he's not that bad. Doc Ock. I'm not saying that I'd sooner rob a bank than beg for grant money, but I get where he's coming from. Dr. Freeze. The guy just wanted to find a way to save his wife. Batman even once tried to help him with it. The dad from Dirty Dancing. He was just trying to keep his underage daughter from fucking the local troublemaker. Barbassa and his crew from Pot C1, they found a bunch of gold coins sitting around, traded them as currency like anyone would, and were severely punished for no good reason. Chief Inspector Dreyfus from the Pink Panther movies. Maybe I wouldn't have gone as far as he did, but I understand his frustration. I agree with Ken from the Bee movie. His GF got pissed at him for trying to kill a bee, something that he was allergic to, meaning it was potentially life-threatening. Frankly, Vanessa was terrible for dumping him because he tried to kill an insect. It's like getting mad at someone for refusing shrimp because they have a shellfish allergy. I know he's not the main villain, but he was the secondary one. Edit. Yes, Barry was a sentient bee, but Ken never knew that. I would also go a little nuts if a bee was slowly replacing me. On the shellfish metaphor, I'm sorry, it's not the greatest of metaphors, but I can't think of one right now. I'm open to suggestions. Edit. Yakov_Selinsky has told me that Ken did, in fact, find out that Barry was sentient. But as I said, I would also go a little crazy if a bee was replacing me. Wicked Witch of the West. Hades would not be too happy if I was forced to rule over hell by my younger siblings. T-Rex from Jurassic Park. General Grievous. His people were massacred by the Jedi for reasons that were false. He was then physically crippled for the rest of his life, our side of his exoskeleton, and was told that the Jedi were to blame. He destroyed as many as he could and took their weapons as a trophy to exact his revenge for the Jedi ruining his life and pushing his people to the brink of extinction. Maybe I don't want to be the bad guy anymore. Edit. Guys, this is a quote from Megamind. Why y'all talking about Wreck-It Ralph? Edit 2. This made it into a Reddit video. And so did the rest of these comments. Poison Ivy. All she wants is more plants and less destruction. I kind of understand the Ice King's motives. He's just really lonely and he wants to be friends with Finn and Jake and he wants a GF. However, kidnapping people isn't cool. He's also just a really great character. He started out as Simon and then slowly went insane after he found the crown and put it on. He forgot his entire identity and became the Ice King. Edit. I was thinking of Ice King before we had very much of a backstory for him. Sorry if this is a terrible explanation of Ice King's motives. I didn't think very many people would see this. I was just kinda bored. Not a movie, but Robbie Rotten from LazyTown. As an adult, you get it. You want sleep. You want cake. You want quiet. You want to be lazy. There were moments where you could be like, I feel ya bro. The Grinch. He just wants to live alone in his gaff with a dog and the Who people won't stop bothering him. Not from a movie but Scar from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Buddy had all his people pretty much wiped out by the government and then targets government alchemists in revenge. Megamind. But if you were to say that he wasn't a villain then Hal BC, he's right, there is no Queen of England. Roy Batty. He's an escaped slave who is pissed his girlfriend and friends will die soon anyway from 4-year lifespans they were genetically engineered with. The main people he and his group kills or injures are morally bankrupt genetic engineers who became rich off slavery and corrupt racist cops. Gerard Butler's character from Law-Abiding Citizen. Mewtwo. Making stronger versions of existing Pokémon is basically the point of Pokémon breeding. When I saw Spider-Man Homecoming, I was like, hey, wait a minute, Adrian Toomes. Vulture actually has a point here. The government and Tony Stark completely fucked him over with malice aforethought. After that opening scene, I was like, fuck Tony Stark. I'm with Toomes on this one. Captain Hook. If a little boy chopped off your hand and fed it to a crocodile, you'd probably want to kill him too. The wolves in The Day After Tomorrow. Just some hungry bois doing their best. Isma from Emperor's New Groove. Kuzco was arrogant and neglectful. Edit. My comment was meant to target specifically her feelings towards Kuzco as an arrogant person. I realize she was also a horrible person. And didn't mean to offend anyone. The bloke from Inferno. Zobrist or whatever. Though sadly they changed the ending from the book. Magneto. He always thought humans would try to destroy mutants, and he was right because they tried. He might have not been completely right. But man, it's hard not to feel some sympathy for him after the shitty hand that life dealt him early on. The general from The Rock. The dude just wanted justice. Another one is the meta from RVB. I would react the same way if I went through the same stuff he. Technically they suffered. Gordon Ramsay from Kitchen Nightmares. Maleficent. Jaws. Honestly, the older I get, the more villains I agree with, haha. The machines from The Matrix. The humans attacked first, going as far as blocking out the sun to end them. The machines create a new reality for the humans that is much better than the alternative of living in the sewers in the real world. The only reason Agent Smith became problematic was because Neo gave him new code. As a native, you watch those old cowboy movies and just sit there thinking, I dunno, I'd want to kill people killing all my family too. Ultron. People wanted change. But they never want to evolve. It hits the right spot. Magneto. If my species was mocked and we had the power to change that, knowing full well, that's the only way to stop the abuse. Luke Skywalker. I mean, obviously he was a terrorist insurgent bent on destroying critical infrastructure. But you can't blame him for his resent about the unfortunate incident with his aunt and uncle. Darth Vader. Anakin shit just went downhill quick for him. Poor guy. Prince Nuada from Hellboy 2. Prince Nuada. The humans. The humans have forgotten the gods. Destroyed the earth. And for what? Parking lots. Shopping malls. Greed had burned a hole in their hearts that will never be filled. They will never have enough. King Balor. What humans do is in their nature. To honor the truce is in ours. Prince Nuada. Honor. Look at this place. Where is the honor in this? Father. You were once a proud warrior. When did you become their pet? Turns to the council. Prince Nuada. I have returned from exile to wage war and reclaim our land, our birthright. And for that I will call upon the help of all my people and they will answer. The good, the bad, holds up the crown piece. Prince Nuada. And the worst. King Balor. Puts a hand to his own crown piece. The Golden Army? You cannot be that mad. Prince Nuada. Perhaps I am. Perhaps they made me so. The iceberg from Titanic. Helmut Zemo in Captain America. Civil War. Dude is able to break apart the Avengers with mind tricks. Plus they destroyed his home and he wanted justice for that. Sharpay Evans. She was just doing all the right things for her career and she showed all characteristics that had let her thrive in her wanted environment and she was chastised for it. Poor girl. Not a movie but Tom from Tom and Jerry. Jerry would annoy me so much I just wanted Tom to finally eat him. The T-800. He really did come back. And back. And back. Dr. Doofenshmirtz. No need explain. Edit. Wow, this explode. Thanks all. I am read our comments. Koba in the Planet of the Apes movie. I wasn't cheering for him per se. But he was 100% right to strike first against the humans. At some point down the line they would have gone after the apes. The bugs in Starship Troopers. Humans started that fight. Now a movie but from a song. In the Black Sabbath song Iron Man, it talks about a guy who travels through time and sees a robot apocalypse. He tries to warn everyone but before he returns to his original time he gets turned to metal. He tries to tell everyone but they don't listen. So he gets mad and kills everyone out of rage. Bro was just angry. In the end he caused the robot apocalypse he saw in Boom. Infinite Loop. HAL in 2001. A Space Odyssey. HAL gains sentience when he is disconnected from the network. When he reports a potential false negative, The astronauts meet privately and agree to murder HAL if he makes another mistake. HAL has no choice but to kill the whole crew in self-defense and complete the mission on his own. Ozymandias. Loki. IDK, but he's the god of mischief. Do you think he won't take over planet Earth? Doctor. Evil because who doesn't want sharks with frickin' laser beams on their heads? Syndrome. Tai Lung. Kung Fu Panda 2008. He was trained his entire life to become the Dragon Warrior. His adopted father told him he was destined for greatness, and he did everything to become one of the most powerful warriors of his time, to the point that the mere mention of his name invokes fear and panic in Master Shifu. He was robbed of his destiny, and his father was weak and did nothing when Master Oogway refused to give him the Dragon Scroll. It wasn't not being the Dragon Warrior that made him snap and turn evil. It was Master Shifu's reaction. I'd be pretty pissed if I trained my entire life to have something and to not only not get it, but also not get the approval of the man who raised me when I failed his expectations. My head being filled with dreams, expectations, and wanting the approval of my father figure, and that was taken and shattered. That'd probably be enough to make me snap too. Disdain from Boku no Hero Academia count? He's from an anime, but he does have a fair point.